The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
With so many people living longer, the fear of outliving your money becomes a reality for many of us. Will I be a financial burden? Will I outlive my money? How will I be remembered? My name is Neil Himmelstein, president of Main Street Planning Group. Please contact me by visiting mainstreetplanninggroup.com. That's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. I will introduce you to strategies that will guarantee you will not outlive your money, that can guarantee you will not be a burden on your loved ones. Through a collaborative approach, we will uncover solutions that offer tax-efficient strategies, lifetime income, and legacy planning, choice, organization, direction, and education. That is the code we stand behind. Contact mainstreetplanninggroup.com. That's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. And listen to me every Friday at 3 p.m. as I host the Main Street Code for Financial Success, right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. I'm your host, Neil Himmelstein, where we offer our code, which is choice, organization, direction, and education. We work with hundreds of advisors across the United States, helping them with insurance needs, life insurance, long-term care, annuities, guaranteed income for life, and disability, all kinds of insurance questions where accountants and attorneys come to us and other advisors, because we're completely independent, talk about different products and different strategies to help you live a long, happy life and protect it from taxation and leave more to your kids and have more income. That's what we do. Today, very fortunate to have a guest with us, Mr. Larry Holzberg. Say hello, Larry.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
Larry is the new president of National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors, otherwise known as NAIFA. We've talked about that in various programs about what NAIFA is. I'm very active in the New York State chapter as their new program chair. But Larry is the president of the whole country. And how many agents across the country are there?
We have over 25,000 members who are members of our association, but we speak on behalf of the entire industry of financial advisors and insurance professionals.
Wow.
So we represent probably millions of advisors in what we do.
Right. And if each advisor has how many clients, how many people does that represent?
It's estimated that we represent over 175 million families in the country with what we do.
Wow.
Interesting thing to know is our industry, our advisors, we supply the second largest amount of benefits to people on a daily basis in this country compared to the federal government.
Wow.
So between Social Security and other federal benefits, the insurance industry provides daily benefits through long-term care, life insurance, disability, health insurance, second most amount of money. So we play a vital role in people's financial security.
Oh yeah, that's huge. And I advocate to anybody, if you're working with a professional, you want that professional to belong to their association. And I've had attorneys, CPAs that come to my program, and I talk about NAIFA because NAIFA is what, if you would describe what NAIFA, what this organization is, what is it? I mean, what does it do?
Well, I think simply what it does is, compared to other similar things in other industries, if you're going to go to a doctor, you're going to a doctor who's a member of the American Medical Association, an attorney who's a member of the Bar Association. Why do you do that? Professional associations, professionals who do their job properly, join these organizations because they want to become better at what we do. Our organization, we have a very strong code of ethics of how you have to behave, how you have to treat your client, that you have to do what's in the best interest of your client to be a member of our association. Not only that, so you have to do what's right for your client, but we sit there and we advocate to Congress, to state legislators, to regulators on what's the best interest for the industry, which then ultimately is what's the best interest for the consumer. So we talk about product availability, how to make the industry better so we can serve all communities. And we speak on our consumers' behalf. Interesting note, I'll just give you an example. The United States Senate just released their report on aging and their advice and counsel. And in their report, they quote NAIFA, how important we are as advisors to work with people who are approaching their older years, and unfortunately that's now defined by Me Too, over 55.
Right.
But even the United States Senate in their report recognizes how important it is to use a professional advisor to help you through the minefield of your retirement.
Absolutely. And you got to tell you how huge NAIFA is. They've been around for how long? Over 130 years, right?
We're 132 years old this year. I'm the 132nd president. I've aged well.
Yeah.
It's an honor. Our organization really started to make sure that people were taken care of, that we do the things the right way, that the financial services industry develops the proper way. Our organization is why life insurance proceeds, your death benefits that someone receives when a loved one passes away, are tax-free. Tax-free.
There's nothing else that can give you tax-free money to leave behind.
Correct.
Everything else is taxable. And if you put your life insurance inside a trust, a special irrevocable life, it's estate tax-free as well. It's only because you have a professional organization like NAIFA for 132 years who's got a seat in the government saying, hey, we want to protect the consumers from taxation.
Absolutely, because we're there on your behalf, and they listen to us because we're there on your behalf. I work locally with our congressman to make sure we continue that, have very good working relationships. And anytime there's tax planning or tax law being written, the Congress always looks to how do you pay for it. So these issues always come up. And we spend a lot of time to make sure that that benefit to that loved one remains tax-free. Ultimately, it's the most important thing you can do. People also don't realize that their disability insurance that they pay premium for themselves, that benefit comes in tax-free.
Tax-free. It's amazing. With all the tax changes and everything they talk, once in a while they try and go after life. And if you put a lot of cash in your life insurance policy, you're not being taxed on that money as it grows. And they're always looking for ways of coming at us, but that's another huge protection for people who want to save money, accumulate money on a tax-deferred and tax-free basis if they take the money out, or if they leave it behind tax-free. There's nothing else that's really triple tax-free. It's amazing.
It is a most powerful product. It serves many needs, and it allows people to maintain their lifestyle, reach their goals, and do the most important thing, love their family.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Now, one of the things I'm very passionate about, and I'm actively working on nationally and locally and with the government, is long-term care. Now, long-term care is we talk about a lot on this show. I'm very passionate about it. People think, Medicare is going to cover me, Medicaid's going to cover me. No, if you need care in your home, you need somebody to come into your home. It's very expensive. Your health insurance doesn't cover. It's called custodial care. So there's a problem. You need long-term care, what they call custodial care. People to come into your home and help you. Or if you have to go to an assisted living, possibly, or a nursing home, definitely, that's considered long-term care. And the problem the government has is if you run out of money, because it's very expensive, right? I mean, I know here in New York on Long Island, easily could cost you $400 or $500 a day if you're in one of these, in a semi-private room,
Yep.
by the way. Not even, we're not talking about the Hilton. We're talking about semi-private room. I don't want to pick nursing homes or anything else, but it's extremely expensive. And so when you run out of money, the number one insurance plan in the United States is the federal government.
Correct.
The federal government has a program called Medicaid, not Medicare. Medicaid is when you run out of money, the government steps in. The state government and the federal government have to stick their hands in their pocket, which comes from who? All of us who are paying taxes. So they obviously are bleeding money doing this. So they have a vested interest in you, the consumer, in protecting yourself from getting to their money. So we work together as an industry to put together products that will work to prevent you from needing to go to the government. And I think it's very important, and we had Tom Swazio in here one time, who's a personal friend of Larry's, Larry. We're talking about that because he has plans in the federal government about that, but we come off on the insurance end saying, how can we work together to solve this problem for you, because this is part of your planning. And if you're not planning for this, you are really planning to fail. And you can't wait until, oh my goodness, I had a stroke, I can't walk, or you come home and your wife has Alzheimer's and you got to quit your job and stop everything and take care of her, or she has to stop her. Your whole lives change. And that's one of the biggest things, is Alzheimer's, mental impairments. It's huge. Anyhow, you're listening to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. I'm your host, Neil Himmelstein. We will be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. I'm here today with Lawrence Holzberg. He is the new president of NAIFA, 25,000 representatives, financial representatives across the United States. Larry is deeply passionate about the industry, as am I, and it's because of his passion that he got very involved, not only professionally, but with an organization that is like the Bar Association Attorney or like the Medical Association Attorney. This is the Association for Financial Advisors. When you talk to a financial advisor, I would like you to ask your financial advisor, are you a member of your professional? And if they're not, call us. Reach me at 631-647-4694, because I think anybody you work with should be a member of their association. Larry, you were talking before the break about on the side about why you're in the business, why you decided to move up the ranks. I mean, this is after been in the business longer than 20, but at least 20 years devoted to the industry, of being a leader in the industry. What drives you? What's the key?
I think the key is everybody has their purpose of why they do what they do. And the difference between a career and a job is having that purpose. And I wasn't good enough in science to be a doctor, to be honest, but to help people and to be part of people's lives and help guide them financially through the good times and bad times and be there when they're needed is powerful. Unfortunately, I started in the business young, and my first death claim was my godfather.
Wow, that's terrible.
Who happened to have committed suicide.
Oh, my goodness.
Because he borrowed money from his escrow account, stole money from his escrow account. And I remember getting the phone call and everybody coming to that home, feeling so bad for his wife and child, but no one there to help, except for we love you. I supplied $2 million to that family. Wow. And mother and child were able to maintain their life, move forward, have a life. That's powerful. That's something you can't understand until you go through it in the process of what we do to help people. And then you realize what you get to do and help these people become part of their lives, celebrate their wonderful times too. And you say, I care about this industry. This is an industry everyone should want to be in and come into. And you only can do that by making sure it's done right.
Right.
So I got involved locally back when it was called the National Association of Life Underwriters on Long Island. It's where you and I met over 20 years ago. And you just realize that giving back to what you do is playing it forward.
100%. It's funny because I have similar stories, and my own personal story happened when I first came in the industry. I came in the industry a little later than you did. I actually had some hard financial times. I came in the industry, and I volunteered at my children's school to do a career programming thing, and the kids were all given. It was my little thing with the school that they were doing. Colin Powell started this program, and I started it with my school district. And my son was in 4th or 5th grade, and, I was new in the business, and my son, they all were given things to do and come to the tables and say, gee, what is it that you do, Dad? And I I said, son, I make a difference in people's lives. He goes, I'm going to make sure that no matter what happens to me, that you're going to be able to go to college, that you're going to be protected, that you can. So I make a difference. I'm not a doctor. I can't physically cure you, but I'm going to make sure financially that you're secure, and I'm going to make sure that. And my son, and it brings me to tears. It's he went home, and again, I wasn't in great financial straits at the time myself. Must have told my wife, who wasn't really happy with me at the time either, and said, I've never been so proud of Dad, because I made him and his friends feel that passion and that love for, and that's what made me love this industry. Honestly, it's the truth, and it's made a huge difference in my life and everybody I've worked with along the way. And never forget the passion.
What you will find about our members and most advisors who are quality advisors, we don't have customers. We have clients. We have relationships.
Exactly.
And relationships matter. It's not a computer. It's being there. It's being part of the family to help them through good times and bad. And there's no greater thing. To wake up every morning knowing that what you do helps people is a special thing. Granted, when you're successful, you reap those awards, but it's nice to be able to do that while helping people and giving back. And it's an honor to help lead an organization that's only goal is to expand financial security for all and work with other organizations to make sure every market, the underserved markets, every market has the opportunity to meet great advisors like yourself, myself, to make sure they are taken care of. And, think about a NAIFA membership, and someone you work with is the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. You will have an experience that is well rewarded by dealing with a financial advisor who's a member of our organization.
I agree. Thank you so much. And you talked about another topic earlier, which I want to get back to because I think it's so important. We have the only product in the world that protects your income if you can't work. And you'd mentioned about disability and the impact of having a good disability coverage and plan. Not only is it, forget about the tax, people talk about, that's a tax savings, I'm going to get tax-free income. Let me tell you something. The one thing that you can't replace in your life, if you get sick, or you're sick for 6 months or 9 months, or you break a leg skiing accident, you can't do your job, the one thing you can't replace is that income, and that income pays your bills, it pays your mortgage, it pays you but there is a product, there's a thing out there called disability insurance.
Absolutely. It is the most important product, and quite frankly, not all advisors talk about it. When I meet with clients, or my advisors meet with clients, we always ask them the question, what's their greatest asset? And invariably, they'll say their home, their 401k plan. And we said, I don't mean to correct you, but it's your ability to earn an income, because everything builds off of that. Individual disability protection ensures that income if you can't work. And it can protect you for 30, 40, 50, or even lifetime if you become sick and disabled early in your life, that you don't become a financial burden to your family, and you can still achieve the goals and financial goals for your family, your children, and continue your life with the distinguished way you want to live your life.
Right.
And disability insurance is paramount. A financial plan is like building a house. And to build that house properly, you need a strong foundation. And life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, these protections are the foundations that allow you to build that beautiful house on top.
So well put. And I have to tell you, it's refreshing, it's remarking, and I love talking to Larry because that's what it's all about. I mean, if you were to map out your whole life, people too much they plan. Too many people in this world are day traders. Forget it, day trading in the market's one thing, but in life they're day traders, and they don't think about sometimes next week or next month. But how about thinking for the rest of your life? What would be your ultimate goal? I think independence would be a goal, to be financially secure. Write these goals down. How can I get to these goals at the end? How can I be independent, financially secure, not a burden on anybody, and live the kind of life I want? I mean, if you just took the time for yourself to psychoanalyze yourself, maybe it's a 2022 I don't believe in resolution. I do believe in resolutions because the resolutions evoke planning, but they evoke hopefully introspection, and we should also be introspective and not just react to the world and think about our world and how are we going to secure that world. And without a strong mentor, partner, somebody to ask questions to help you get there, don't do it by yourself. Ask an advisor. Ask an advisor that belongs to NAIFA.
Absolutely.
How I can get there.
Absolutely. My suggestion is I wouldn't medicate myself off of WebMD. I go to my doctor.
Exactly.
We're your financial doctor, and you should work with a NAIFA professional as your financial doctor to make sure you're protected for the rest of your life.
Fantastic. You've been listening to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. Our guest, Lawrence Holzberg. Where can they reach you if they want to get a hold of you?
Sure. I'm located in Melville. My phone number is 516-383-9159, and the name of my firm is Fortis Lux. But I'm honored to be here as a guest of yours, Neil.
Thank you.
And to represent NAIFA.
And you can reach me at 631-647-4694 or visit me on my website at mainstreetplanninggroup.com. Have a terrific day and a terrific weekend, everybody. Thank you.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.